It's not all about money. A Death Note crack fic written by ShellosHellos and read by Hio Stories. This is part of my 100 subscribers Minoru Tanaka special. Um, and this is the first crack fic. Um, so don't worry if you don't get everything. I don't either. And the author admits to being sleep deprived. So let's get into it. Summary: Minoru Tanaka gets his money. Then he dreams. He suddenly feels like he's in for a bad time. Minoru woke up with his head all groggy. What happened last night or last few hours? He felt like he was floating and his head was on fire. His chest also flares up in pain whenever he moves too roughly. Okay, he's fine. He took a deep breath. Just recount the steps. Kira, auction, money. Money! Last thing he remembered trying to do was retrieving his money from the auction. Minoru was about to grab the dollars at the bank with a head held high. The last thing he thought about was all the type of things he could have done with it, how satisfied he felt. Until. Until what? That was all he could remember. Was he getting kidnapped or something? Calm down. Just think. Maybe this was a prank? Types of pranks like this were common, right? Hey, you! A voice called out in very weak Japanese. What he didn't expect to see when he came to his senses was a chalky, long-haired, blank-faced, pale-looking man in white pajamas staring down at him while his body is splayed unceremoniously on the floor. Pale man over here certainly didn't look like a local. He looked strange. Minoru wanted to admit. His demeanor made him think he was fake? At first, like some sort of porcelain doll, maybe this man was some sort of urban legend, like a cryptid, one that he didn't know of yet. Did he perhaps live here? You're finally awake, he said, blank eyes looking deep into his soul. Creepy. Wait, was that a reference? He wanted to ask. Instead, Minoru rubbed his temples. How did I get here? The pale man tilted his head owlishly. You were trying to get your money out of the bank, right? Yeah. What happened while he was out? I woke up here first, then you woke up, and we are here, the man tells him with a blank look on his face, beginning to play with the curls in his bleached hair. What? Minoru asked, and then took a look around. Holy. What kind of place did he even land himself in? Did he take 40 Benadryls or something? He was clearly not in Japan. It didn't look like anywhere that he knew of. Maybe the bug. No, wait. There weren't any dull, monotonous yellow colors. Besides, you're sure that according to the legends, it wasn't supposed to be like this. They were in, for lack of a better term, pretty much devoid. He stared down at his shoes, and it looked like he was standing on nothing, a vast black space of emptiness. He stumbled along the floor, attempting to get up. It didn't feel like he was standing at all. It made him dizzy. The more he looked around, were in the shadow ran. The pillman mumbled, again with that calm expression. It freaked him out. He knew the man is simply trying to lighten the mood, but it unfortunately wasn't working. Clearly, the pillman and looked way more accepting of the situation than he was right now, indicated by his lack of reaction to the distraught feelings at being in some kind of whatever this place was. The cryptic probably did live here. Minoru looked to the weird guy in disbelief. This was fine. This was fine. He was fine. He is totally not freaking out irrationally. Does this mean we're dead? We could be in a dream, the cryptid had said, with his frail little arms making little wavy gestures, probably in some poor attempt to calm him down. Whoa, Nor replied, feigning shock. He certainly should have guessed that. The boy pinched himself hard on the cheek to check. No pain. Maybe this really was a dream. Cryptid man simply tilted his head to the side. It reminded him of creepy puppets in horror movies. A living, breathing puppet. Well, now it's a possibility that only you are dead. You collapsed all of a sudden. Perhaps the Shinigami killed you. Shinigami? Well, there goes his chance of living a life as comfortable and as laid back as possible. And apparently, you are not dead also, Minoru retorted. If I'm dead, I would know, he shrugged. What's that supposed to mean? Great, so neither of them knew where to go from here. Looking at his surroundings a second time, there seems to be nobody else here. There's them in the void. Freaky. Still, Minoru wanted to demand to this person for answers. It would have been rude, but he was just too unnerved. He's puzzled at this scenario, at how calm this guy is being. Blink or something! Suddenly, more and more questions popped up in his brain. Has this cryptid ever talked to another human being before? Was he the first human he talked to? Any social skills? Is this guy even real? Is this place even his real life, or is it just fantasy? Is he really dreaming? Or is this what is supposed to happen when you die? Was this pillman actually an angel in disguise? Wouldn't surprise him if that was the case. Maybe this angel was meant to punish him based on all the evil deeds he's done in his life. Nora was sure he was a pretty well behaved student. We should find a way out of here. Either way, I still need my cash. He still wanted the money after all. Some shadow realm isn't going to stop him from his reaching his bank account. The money was his. It's not about always about the money, Tanaka, he whispered. Huh? Pillman turned to him suddenly, deciding to immediately change the subject. Do you like Legos? What? He shook him a red Lego brick he fished out of his pocket, staring at him in anticipation. It was the most emotion he could pick up from this dude the whole time they've been here. Certainly was something out of the strange man, so of course Minoru had to reply. I'm going to be honest, I've never had Legos before. I don't like them either. They irritate me. They get everywhere, and stepping on them hurts like hell. Well, that wasn't fair. He didn't really mind Legos, just how annoying they can be scattered on the floor. Like a kind of sand. He hated sand way more than he hated Legos. He shuddered at a past memory. Ugh, sand. Nothing but silence followed. Imaginary crickets running their course. In the distance, he could have sworn he heard the drip drop of water. Then the pale man's eyes widened by a huge margin. He was about to say something up until Minoru abruptly woke up. What an odd dream. Auctions for a murder notebook? Shinigami? It sounded like make believe. It certainly sounds interesting though. He was in his bed, phone in hand with headphones intact. Familiar tunes of his playlist blaring into his ears. He's used to the volume. Why wouldn't he be? The sunlight indicated that it was afternoon? Damn. Minoru sighed and shook his head. He rubbed his face in a loud yawn, already forgetting about the contents of his dream. His mom and his teachers were already nagging to him about his grades. He should really start doing something about it, start working harder, or not. Whatever he felt like doing at the moment. He got up to get ready to start his day. Except once he opened the door, he saw a familiar man with long locks of white hair standing in his doorway. The hair blocked out most of his face, and he wore ugly white pajamas, straight out of a horror film. The bleach, bootleg Sadako's hair moved out of the way to show off his face. His empty eyes raised up to look at his own, pulling out from his ugly but apparently endless pocket pajamas was a gun, a nerve gun, toys, Legos. Wait, it's not what you think! Nora pleaded, and his eyes widened. He didn't even have time to scream. It's nerve or nothing, the pale man remarked with a deadpan expression. Then he started blasting. As I said, don't try to understand it, just enjoy. Uh, Hope you enjoyed this one as well. I think it's the only real crack have in the I've planned. Um, I think, but there's some like kind of bored on it. Um, Hope you enjoyed. I think I'm just going to post one a day. So see you tomorrow. Bye.